second section. So Thomas will share with us some techniques in his writing skill and the body language skills from finalists, semi-finalists, world champion speaking contest. So now, Thomas.
Coming back. Don't worry, I will try to make notes. If you didn't write all, I will. Sorry. Probably give you some notes later, so don't worry. It's easy to reverse. Okay, so now I would like to share some speaking techniques, especially about Toastmaster competition. Before that, I try to speak slower. Is the sound okay? It's okay, right? Please note that there are different kinds of speeches. So, speaking techniques depends on what kind of speech. So I just want to quickly summarize again. I mean, you have business presentation, for example. You have keynote speaking in front of an audience. It could be a short business presentation, it could be a sales presentation, it could be a workshop like I'm doing now, it could be a competition, it could be a comedy show, it depends what kind of speech you are doing. But there are many kinds. There are many kinds of speech. But now we will focus on the Toastmaster public speaking competition. Or could be any other competition, like also motivational speaking competition. I also joined a motivational speaking competition last year in London. So I was second place. And people were actually, also good level. And I was lucky because I had the chance to speak with Eric Thomas event in London. So he's also a motivational speaker. And motivational speaking is also very different. You see, that we talk is more like, inspiring people. So that's why there's a lot of different kinds of speech. A lot of different kinds of speech. Now, let's talk about the 7 minutes speaking competition. So, everything starts with this. Paper and pen. Which means the writing section. First, you need to write a speech. And after you write the speech, you have to deliver the speech. So there's 2 sections. So we're going to start with writing the speech. It makes more sense, right? Because you write before you deliver. See, even I take some notes. So, how to write a speech? So the first thing to do is you can ask yourself, what do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about? Okay, the first question you need to ask yourself. Now, it's not easy to answer this question because I'm sure you want to talk about a lot of things. You want to talk about a lot of things. Maybe you want to talk about your wedding. Maybe you want to talk about a breakup. Maybe you want to talk about a job interview. Could be million things happening in your life. So, what do you want to talk about? My suggestion is, don't think too much. Take a pen and a paper and write down anything about your life that is memorable. Just write down anything. It doesn't have to be related. That's the first thing to do. Take a pen and a paper and write down anything happened to your life. It could be a small thing, a big thing, it doesn't matter. Like, oh, I got a motorbike accident, I got drunk that time, I got arrested, I shaved my hair and I got blood, I don't know. I broke up. What if? And it could be a short story. Short story means sometimes an anecdote. For example, a short story is what? I don't know, like when I say short story, it's more like random things. You were at a restaurant and you see a rat, you were scared. Something maybe not that important, but you have remember something from that. So write it down. Just write it down. We call it brainstorming. In business, we call it brainstorming. Write ideas. So that's what you have to do. Now, what if you sit down and you don't have ideas? Because it happens quite often. And a lot of us say, what should I do? I'm sure you have. No. My life is boring. You know? I don't have much. My life is boring. I have the same job every day. And my girlfriend, we stay home. Sometimes we cook, watch movie. I don't have story. Okay. If it happened like this, what to do? So in this case, my suggestion is just go have a walk. Forget about your pen and paper. Just forget it. Just leave it aside. You leave your pen and your paper on the table. It's okay. Hey, let me check guys. I want to check your pen and your paper. Oh, there's only one line. It's okay, stop. It doesn't matter. Write to speech is not easy. It's not easy. It's actually the most difficult part of the public speaking. It's writing the speech. It's harder than delivering. I will tell you the truth. It's much harder. Not for everyone, at least for me. It's way harder than delivering the speech. Most can be very hard. But this part, you better master it. So leave the pen here and you just leave one sentence. Okay, you don't have any else one. So what to do? Just live your normal life. And I think I said it many times before in some workshops. Anytime you have something inspiring that you see in your life, take a note on your phone. Because every phone has notes, block notes. Write it down. So what do you write? Let me give you an example. Sometimes I see, I don't know. For example, in Vietnam, I mean, we're in Vietnam. I see a motorbike guy who deliver. Okay, for example, I can see a motorbike guy who's delivering the food and driving 1 minute. I will write it down. Because to me, it's very unique. So how can I drive? I just write it down. I see interesting. This kind of thing. And I try to write it down. Sometimes something I observe, I need to observe a lot. Observation is a key. I observe and I try to just try to write it down. Why? Because someday you're going to need these notes. I write as much as possible. Let me see if I have some notes. Let me see. It's a new photo. I might not have one. Let me see if I have some notes. Okay, you see I have a note, but this is in Chinese. Speech 呈现打说好看，我说好吃。It comes from, it means, she said, it's like, I remember in a dinner someone said, oh, how come? About the food. It's like, oh, the food looks beautiful. And I said, oh, to me looks good. And I just ate. So I don't know, it's a small anecdote. These kind of things, maybe you can turn it into a joke or something else. Just an example. Okay. I don't have much of it anyway. Anything you find interesting, write it down. Now, if you keep doing these habits for a long period of time, is it the computer okay? Just to be sure. Oh, okay.
It's just not used, but should.
Good. Okay. So if you keep doing these habits for a long time, every time you observe, you write notes. And the time you really want to sit down in your pen, you can just come back to your notes. You have more ideas. So we say, writing a speech is actually all your life. It's all your life. Whatever you do in your life, you gather the information, and then you have to put it together. Now, how to draft a speech? What do you want to talk about? Is what in the first one. Okay. I'll give you an example. You want to talk about a sad experience that you got fired from your job. Okay, you just have this idea. You work for 3 years in this company and they hire you, they think you are not performant, and it really have some impact on you. Like you lose your confidence, and you want to talk about this. Now, if you have this idea, the answer is why. You have to ask yourself, why do you want to talk about this story? So after you choose a story or something you want to talk about, the answer is why. And you have to write down the answer yourself. Why do you want to talk about this? So the answer could be, I want to talk about this because I was so sad that day. I was so depressed when I got fired. But I think I learned something. So I want to share it. Write as much as possible. And then you have to write another question. How can I inspire the audience? How can my speech inspire the audience? You have to answer this question. My speech can inspire the audience because, let me think. Because I got fired and I was so depressed and I saw that I could not find another job, maybe I'm so bad, but finally I learned a lot that I work harder for the next job. Whatever. How can you speech inspire the audience? Next question. What is, now we got more specific. What is the moral of the speech? What is the moral? You know what is moral?
No.
Yes. M-O-R-A-L. What is the moral of the speech? It's like, what lesson did you learn from this story? What lesson can the audience learn from this story? Okay? You can write the next question. What is my speech style? How you want your speech to be? Funny? Dramatic? Or I think that's the point. Because before I used to write funny, dramatic, or inspiring. And now I will tell you something. You can cross this question. Because your speech has to be all of them. To be a bit funny, a bit dramatic, inspiring. As much as possible. It's ingredients of emotion.
Okay, please, can I give you
Yeah.
this homework?
Okay, does it work?
You can
Yeah, put it back here. Yeah. Okay, I'll just make a small test if everyone can hear clearly. Is that okay? Better now?
Is it good?
Can you say something?
Yeah, sure. I would just drink a little bit of water at the time. We can test. God. Not too much. Okay, now. All right. So, what we're talking about? Okay. So the question you have to ask: what is my speech style? Maybe I want a funny speech. No matter how it is the speech style, you have to be more, all of them. Humorous, dramatic, inspiring, touching, impactful. You need emotions. You will need a lot of emotion. Now, how to start with the speech? Your speech is the basic of what we learn in English in the essay. Let's come back to school now. You need one introduction. After introduction, what do you have? Normally, how do you construct an essay? Actually, there's different style. It depends on the essay. I'm not a specialist on this. I'm really not a specialist of the English. Even I make a lot of mistakes. Well, I just know the basic. Even sometimes I forget. But to my understanding, you need an introduction. It's good. At least I know I need an introduction. You need the first, like, yeah, the main ideas and the topic sentence. Highlighted with example. Normally, you have the first arguments with examples. Then you have a transition sentence. You can get to the argument number 2, highlighted with examples. And then you have a third one. It's like 3 main topics. I mean, it's the same. It's only one topic actually. But arguments 1, arguments 2, arguments 3, and then conclusion. And the conclusion will highlight all of them. Or sometimes you have compare and contrast. Compare and contrast. It's another style. So you can follow your own style. But what I want to say, I'm not here to discuss the style because it depends on you. But make sure your speech is well organized. Is well organized. That's very, very important. So now, what you're going to talk about the introduction. Actually, introduction sounds basic, but it's really hard. I will start with introduction. The introduction in a speech should be as important as the conclusion. Some people say the 5 first seconds are the most important. Some people say the last 5 seconds. I think both are the same. So the 5 first seconds is different from the introduction. 5 first seconds are only the 5 first seconds. The introduction should be about 1 minute or 30 seconds or 1 minute. It depends on you. So the introduction, you should explain the situation very clearly. So remember to put the day, the geographic, how do you call it? Okay, I'll make it simple. You have to, people, they need to understand where were you and at what time. So when you start a speech, what year and where? Always mention the basic. It was in 2012. At that time, I was in Paris. So people, they can picture, okay, 2012 in Paris. You can start. In your introduction, you have to mention, it doesn't have to be the first 5 seconds, but you have to mention something that about the location and the time. And people, they can picture it easily. Make sure your introduction is very clear. 2017, 2012 in Paris. At that time, I was working for Microsoft for 5 years. So people, they know what's going on. And you can start talking about the situation, but without giving too much details. Leave the suspense. Sometimes I see the introduction, people, they say everything they want. They will say too much in the introduction that people, they know what's going on. So leave it a suspense. Leave a suspense. And then after the introduction, it will be great if you have a transition sentence. A short transition sentence that link you directly to the first drama. Something happened. So actually, I was a really good worker, and every Tuesday I was bringing the laptop, and I was bringing all the summary to my boss. But that day, for the biggest project, all the summary were gone. It's like something happened. We don't know. Make it a suspense. All things were gone, and the thing was me. That's why he fired me. So basically, make it like a suspense, like a movie. Just go on and on. Remember one thing. If you write a story, only keep one story. No two stories. Only one. Sometimes people, they have two stories. They say, I saw it many times. In 7 minutes? Really? You want to have two stories? I don't recommend. But you know what? We in life, you see a lot of speech about motivation and like believing in yourself. In 2015, I really wanted to find a job and I persevered. I failed the job interview, but I did again. And then 5 years later, it's like two separate stories. You will not have any impact on the audience because they lost. When you watch a movie, a speech is just like a movie. How many stories you have in a movie? One. Everything happened in the movie. It's 1 hour movie or 2 hours. Everything happened, a lot of things. It matched with one story. A speech is the same. It's a movie. So think like a movie. That's all. That's all I can say. Whatever you write, it has to match your own story, one topic, one idea, and one moral. So whatever you have together is only one. You can watch the world champion speech. Oh, the world champion. I see something in it, but I don't know what it is. Yes, he's famous because his story is very impactful. He has a story about his wife, his father, his mother, and the boss, the guy who believed in him. And my wife, she woke me up, say, I saw something. It's the same story. The same thing with any speech. It's only one. Now, it's true that one problem you will face when you write the speech is, and that's a problem I face, is that in this story, I have two interesting things. And in another story, I have two interesting things. I really want to bring this one to this one. Oh my God, it's terrible, right? So I would say, if you are able to bring it together, you are genius. You are genius. It's not always possible. It's possible, but not always. But if you can do it, go ahead. Do you have to lie about your story? Do you have to, I have many people also ask me this. Do you have to create a fake story to make it amazing? I will tell you what I think. Yes, you can do. For sure, you can always do. I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it. Because it's really hard to have emotion when it's a fake story. And it's not going to come naturally. So you can say any story you want. If you want to, oh my God, this, and my mom, and this and that, and she got a cancer, and I went running on the rain, and I was jumping, and I swam in the river. Man, is it a movie scenario? or sometimes too much. And I was swimming like this, like, and then I came out a walk and hit my foot and I was bleeding. And I was like, I have only 5 seconds left before she died. And I jump on the train. I mean, you can make like a movie if you want. It's up to you. Trust me, nothing can hold the truth. Nothing is stronger. Because when you say a story, even you don't move. You know what happened, and it sounds real. People, they feel it. The feeling is invisible. You cannot see on the air, but people feel it. So when you say you really own story, now you can modify a little bit. You can modify your own story a little bit, but don't change it. Don't create things never really happen. It's too much. You can exaggerate. For example, if you are fired because you did nothing, you can add something funny, like, okay, I always put the coffee on my boss. It's not true, it's a joke, it's fine. You can add something. But the main claim, the main thing should be, I think true, it's better. I think it's better. Now it's your choice. Some people, they create fake stories, fine. It's a free speech. You can do. But you need to know something about also, especially about Toastmasters. And it's the same even with famous speakers and comedians. What is actually interesting in Toastmasters or even comedians people is that people, they don't really want to really hear a speech. People, they want to hear about you. First is you. It's not the story itself. Who are you? They want to know about you. So they want to know who you are, and then they can relate. And that's the key of public speaking. That's the key of having the great speech. They want to know who you are. So if you start saying something that is not true, but wait, this guy say a story, he got fired in an engineering company last year, and now he said that he worked 10 years for accounting, and now he's a doctor. He's a liar. Or I don't trust him. And the audience, they feel disappointed. You don't know. Audience, they believe. Don't disappoint them. So that's why I say I don't recommend. Think about the future. Maybe your speech is perfect this day, they trust. What about the future? You're going to be the engineer that you are not all your life? Oh my God, I should not have said that. I'm myself. I'm not. You know, you want to be the truth, be you. They want to know you. Who are you? No matter what you do. Because a speech is also like, how the judge. It's a lot about your personality. You know, they feel you and I mean, how the judge, how they judge, how they write the criteria. It's not just a speech performance, you know. What if 2 speeches are perfect? Some speeches are perfect, 2 speeches are perfect. It's feeling, there's something out there, invisible. And these things is also like, they like you. They like you or not. It's as simple as that. When you see about yourself, when you see a show on TV, or some people, you don't like them. You just don't have feeling, I like this style, I like this. You like. Be yourself. Is key. Be yourself. And don't try to change. I will come back to be yourself. So when you write a speech, let's come back to the basic. Try to be very organized. Don't have many stories. You can have jokes that are related to your story. And I did this mistake a lot of time. I just wanted to have jokes. And a lot of that happens. It's good. But if they're not related, actually, maybe you can allow yourself, I really love joking. For me, if I don't joke in a speech, I feel like it's boring. So I allow myself to have one unrelated joke. Only one. It's just my own, there's not a rule, it's my own style. But before, I was like, sometimes I write a joke that have no related to my speech. I'll find an excuse to make it related, it was not. People, they see it. So write jokes or examples that are related to your speech only. Don't go far away, focus. Now, there are the famous techniques that people use in the storyboarding when they do movies. It's called It's called The Hero's Journey. The Hero's Journey. Yeah, it's quite popular. It's, yeah, exactly. So you have actually we already talked about it about storytelling, right? Write your own story. Yeah, write your own story, not someone else's story, and try to avoid to talk about other people. For I see a lot of speeches that they talk about Barack Obama or someone else. Sometimes it's inspiring. Who cares? I didn't come to watch Barack Obama. I come to see you. So talk about you. You know, sometimes you make a famous quote. You can mention a famous quote is fine, but avoid this. Don't talk about other people too much like that. Because they know it, you know what Steve Jobs said like this, and we should. Yeah, but it doesn't sound like you. Make it unique. Don't repeat. People they can find this online. Be unique. So the hero's journey is quite simple. You are the hero of your own story. First, you find a job. The hero. Then the middle part. You work hard and this, and then there's a drama happens. Like in the movie drama happened, you got fired. And there's always a key person near you. There's your girlfriend and your boyfriend, and there is your best friend and your colleague. There's always key people. What are their roles? And you need to write down. You need to write like a storyboard, like a movie. What's going on with them? How they are important in your speech. You have to write all this. I'm not going through the details because this workload will be 10 hours. But I'll tell you, you have to find out the key people in your speech. You are the hero. Something happened. How are you going to solve this? Who are the key person to solve your issue? It's like finally you find a better job because you got fired and because maybe your best friend give you the tip. Finally, he make you realize that you find a better job that you love. You end good. You know, like American movies. Now it doesn't have to end always happy, but you have a happy ending is American movie style, right? It's a basic, the hero's journey. You start good, I'm Superman hero. I got hurt, I lost something happened. And then the solution part. Some people involved in your speech. You finish good, hero's journey. I often use this to write the speech. And make sure it's clear, understandable, easy to understand. Like, people can feel it. Okay, so that's for the writing part. And now the delivery part. Because we have not enough time. So for the delivery, I will give some tips. I would say that always dress comfortable and professional. If you are funny, like you want to make a humorous contest, you know what? Don't dress funny. Yeah, don't dress funny. Dress even more formal. Yeah, if you are funny, don't dress funny. Because when you dress funny like red color, like a clown, I'm a clown. So if you do this, you will be less funny. Yes, do you know why? Do you actually know why? Because if you do this, okay, now I do it's fun. But like, people, they might laugh at the way you dress, but it's not what you said. And also, when you dress funny like a clown, people, they will see, he wants to be funny. This guy wants to be funny. So what does it mean for the people? You know, sometimes the audience is wow, like they are rough. When you want to be funny, the audience, they will be like, huh. Actually, he's not funny. He dressed funny. I expect a lot from him or her. So when you dress funny, people, they will expect more. So when they expect more, they will laugh less. It's the same when you watch a movie. Hey, audience, you know what? I watched a movie last night. It's really good. You should watch it. You will love it. Love it. I'm crazy. You will love it. If people say like this to you, they recommend a movie, right? How many times you got disappointed?
All the time.
There you go. Yeah. The same. Because do you know why they love that movie? Because at this time, they just didn't expect anything. They just watch. It's good. It's good. It's amazing. Oh my God, amazing. I recommend my friend, hey, you should watch this movie. It's amazing. 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 And then when you watch it, you become like this. You're like, yeah, it's okay. So how was the movie? Did you love it? Yeah, but not as I expected. So that's the same. People expectation. Never put the people expectation high. Make it low and over deliver. Same with customer service. Under promise, over deliver. The speaking the same. You know, it's all psychology. There's a psychology of speaking and of the audience. So even some movies, some people say, you know, actually, this movie is really bad. Don't watch it. But you are curious. I see you are curious. So when people say this movie is really bad, you know, don't waste your time. Actually, you want to watch it. Yeah. So you watch a movie, you're like, oh, it's not bad actually. It's not bad. Because at this time, your expectation is really low. So easy to get happy or satisfied. The expectation is really low. Same. It's almost the same. I don't know why I want to talk about this. Like sometimes, you know, friends, they introduce, oh my God, I know a good guy. Let's arrange. You know, they're introducing each other. Usually it never works, right? If a friend introduces you or a guy to you, I know, very good man, very good. Let me introduce to you. And finally, it never works. Never works. Because at this time you have expectation, the same. So, yeah, it's nothing special. No, don't do that. Maybe you should say, you know, actually, you can be friend, but he's a bad guy. It's too complex. But I even try to understand. Even I try to understand myself. And then I'm like, okay, if I can understand myself, I can understand more. So it's very complex. So dress, the first thing is, public speaking is dress normal, formal, and people, they have no idea. Make it neutral. You don't know. They don't know what you're going to talk about. They will be surprised. So you dress like a suit and professional, and actually you can be hilarious, funny as hell, but dress professional. Second thing about the delivery of the speech, the voice. Speak loud enough, but it's hard because even me, I'm always improving, and sometimes you have to speak very loud, sometimes you have to speak with a lower tone. So speak loud enough, articulate. I know it's not easy because also English is not my first language. I'm more comfortable to speak in French. Bonjour, comment allez-vous? Je vais très bien, merci. C'est plus facile. It's easier for me to speak French. Sometimes, oh my God, I want to speak French. C'est plus simple, voilà. Okay? But articulate. Yeah, articulate. Even when I say it, it's hard actually. So I'm the same room as you. You speak Vietnamese. Don't worry. Okay, you speak with the Vietnamese accent. In English, it's fine. I see the accent. Sometimes I see Vietnamese, they're not confident because of the accent. Who cares? Your accent is your personality also. Remember Vietnam? Also the same size as France. It's a small country. France is a small country. Even Vietnam is bigger. So Vietnam, we take Vietnam to the entire world. There are very few Vietnamese in the world, in the entire world, actually, very few Vietnamese, if you think about it. So when you have the Vietnamese accent, you are unique in the world. So keep it. French accent the same. Keep it to on the entire world, it's unique. So your accent is your asset. Actually, your accent is your personality. When you go to the international level. Now I know in Vietnam, like, oh my God, I try to speak like American, and you know, like, you don't need to speak like that. Keep your accent unique, but just make sure there's just one rule about the accent. If you want to improve your English accent, it's fine. Make it understandable. Yeah, that's it. It has to be understandable. You see, I have a strong accent in French, but you can't understand my English. I speak like this, like that. Doesn't matter. People understand you, keep your accent. It's fine. It could be your personality. That's it. Otherwise, There's no right or wrong English. English is the international language. So remember this. Now, how about the voice? The vocal variety, very important. You have to raise your voice when you have something important to say. Lower your voice when you want people to listen more carefully. But the very important is the vocal variety. This way, if you are someone who talk loud, like always loud and in part, it will be tiring for the audience. So sometimes when you lower, you make more impact. But if you are someone like, it was in 2015. It was during my wedding. Okay. So what happened? I avoid to do okay. But what happens? I was with a lot of people, and we were ready to enter to the room. The ballet was here. The MC was here to introduce the married couple, and then something happened. It's crazy, and you can raise your voice at this moment. You'll have more impact in purpose, because you are someone who speaks with a normal voice the old way. So it depends. If you speak with a high voice, lower it, you have impact. The opposite have impact. That's for the vocal variety. I think you already know the basic, like make a silence, sometimes make a silence. When you make a pause like this, it's really strong, because people they don't know what's going on. But look at them. Look at them. It's unbelievable, because I'm on a stage and you can continue something. You can continue with something else. Maybe say something you really want the audience to say. Hey, and then you just, it's over surprise. There's no rule, just about surprise. Use dialogues. I said it many times. My mom was calling me, Mom, where are you? Why you didn't come? But it's late, I'm nervous. No, I'm gonna miss the appointment, I'm gonna miss it. No, don't worry, it's traffic jam. You can make a dialogue, make it real. Make it real. Not too much, but a little bit. Make actions. So if you use something in the past, you can use the same thing. I was calling my mom and she was late. And then she said to me, it was traffic jam. This was the past sentence. You can say the same. I won't make it alive. It has more impact. So use the dialogues. It's really strong, really powerful. Use the dialogues, vocal variety. This is already 50% of your speech impact. Now, the use of the stage. You know, we always talk about the use of the stage and everything. It's not that important, to be honest. It's not going to change your speech a lot. I would say, actually, avoid to move too much. Avoid to move too much. Every movement, every single movement that you do, need a reason. What do you move? For what? Every movement need a reason. It's not random. You cannot just like use as a stage like this. No, it looks really bad. And I will tell you something. Every time you move, people listen less. So don't move, actually. I would say even don't move when you speak like this, because people listen to you. But when you do this, they focus on your movement. So they lose attention. So don't do that. Stay in one place and you speak. So you speak. But you can use a movement for transition. After I graduated from university, 2 years later, like this is an example of a transition. You can do a transition and then you change. So it's like the first part, the introduction, then 2 years later, and then you move, and then you keep speaking like this. So every movement is very calculated. So when you write your speech, your movement needs to be written. So 3.05 seconds, 3 minutes 05, I change the side of the stage. 3:10, I speak. 3:15, joke. This is how I write my speech. Each second. It's not just a speech. I write the timeline. It's a storyboard. It's a movie. Remember, it's not a speech. 3.10. This one, this one, this one. I change. Then I move this. I use my hand. Every movement you do have a reason. I will come back to Kwong, the world champion, second place. What a great things I analyzed in when he used the stage. He was like, another time, and I didn't know what to do in my life. So I was thinking, maybe should I go to China? Should I stay in Australia? Should I find a job? And on his speech, he said, and I went to China. And China on the stage is really far away. And then he kept walking to China. And then people, they see that he traveled. So you can use the stage as a travel. And I was going back to France. It's really far away. And people, they're like, what? And they laugh. And you can see that he used the stage because he's traveling. So the stage should be part of your things. But it should never be random. It should not be random. It's the same with your hands. The hands. What to do with the hands? Like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. People, they always think, what should I do with the hand? There's no answer. It's only you. Because sometimes you will say, oh my God, you should have the palm up, the palm down, this one, or this, avoid this, avoid this. If you read online, and also I did a lot of workshop myself as a learner, and I see there's many, people do this, There's no rule. You do whatever you want. Just be careful. Of course, there's some movement you cannot do with hands. But again, every movement needs a reason. You can talk, we talk like this, but try to have a reason if you use your hands. Normally, to me, I will always act like, it was 6 a.m. in the morning. 6 a.m. I want to wake up. Like, so, like this is fear, this is like, oh my God, panicked. Something like that. Body language.
Almost every time, but you use your hands almost all the time. So your speech.
Yes.
How do you plan that?
Sometimes, the talk, for example, a workshop, I use my hand. It's natural, we use the hands. Especially Latin people always do that. But in a speech, sometimes I try to force to not use it too much. To not use it too much, I was like, and it was really impactful. I would just feel like it's really impactful. When they say like this, because the less you use your hands, at the moment you will use it, it's very strong. So when I do the speech, I'm really focused on what I wrote on my script. It's a script. And it was a life-changing moment. I remember this, I practiced a lot. It was a conclusion of my speech in 2016. It was a life-changing moment. Like I come back to me, like touched my heart, like life-changing moment. It was not random. I practiced a lot. Just this sentence. It was a life-changing moment. Life-changing moment. Something like that. Now you decide. You can decide. But each movement should be written to have to be very strong. Body language. What else I can talk about body language? So the stage, the hands, the voice, eye contact. Eye contact, I think, is simple. I think you know it already. Try to make it equal. Just look at everyone as you like. Make sure you really look at everyone. Not much to say about the eye contact. Now the delivery of the speech. I would say how to make a great impact. First of all, your speech is good. You have a great speech. You have a great speech. The key is to give the emotion to the people. They remember your speech. So how you give the emotion to the people? Your speech must sound natural. How is natural? So should I learn my speech by heart or not? Everything okay? Okay. You have your speech. It's finished. You have your hero's journey, you have everything. Should you learn it by heart? Yeah. Why not? So how do I do now? My speech contest is in 2 days. Let's say in 1 week. So I take my phone, I drink water first. I take my phone, I time, I put my paper, and I do my speech. It was in 2009. At that time, I just graduated in Canada. And I didn't know what to do in my life. Should I work or continue study? You say, just man, should I work or continue study? So I will do my speech. And then sometime by doing my speech, I try to read in a natural way that I will have, it will not be by heart. So something will be modified. I just write it down. Just do it many times. Many times. Oh, but do you have to remember exactly the own words? Maybe not. Who cares? If you know your speech, 80%, 90% of your speech, maybe some key words, I would say yes. Okay, remember your speech. Of course, it's better. But the time you deliver, it's not like an exam. You're not in a final exam, doing an exam. Nobody knows what you're going to say. So if you didn't say exactly, who cares? Yeah, it's not an exam. Don't struggle to. I forgot. You will forget your speech. I'm telling you, you will forget your speech. You need to have the ability to jump back to something. That's why you have to be natural. Because you will forget. Yes, you will forget your speech. You can't remember all the lines. So don't think it's like an exam. It's not a final exam of something, because an exam, you have a professor that knows the answer. She's like, I put a grade, 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10, because he knows the answer. But audience, they don't know. They don't know. Sometimes in a speech, it happens that you say something that is, oh my God, it's a big mistake, right? Sometimes you say something, it's, oh my God, you forgot. Never apologize on a stage, ever. Oh, I'm sorry, I mean, in Chicago. Don't say I'm sorry. Don't apologize on the stage. Because if you apologize on the stage, you know what it means? You are just saying to the audience, you know what? I just made a damn mistake. So don't apologize. Just go ahead. They don't know. They don't even know you made a mistake. They didn't even realize. Only you know. So go ahead. Sometimes you say something is wrong, fine. If you forgot a part of the speech, actually it happens a lot. You know, you forgot a big part, a big joke, and you're already at the conclusion. What to do? You can still say it again if it makes sense. Otherwise, just forget it. And if you think you still have time, your improv skill to say something new. Yeah, you need a lot of improv to make a public speaking speech. Sometimes you will need. You need a lot of improv. So that's what I can say about the things. But to me, the key in a contest, in an international speech contest, I don't know if we have time. I don't know, because I'm really lost. Okay. I don't know the time, but I will try to be. We have enough time, right? No?
Can you do a small exercise?
Okay. Yeah, because I think I talk too much. Let me say like this. Okay. I will share more about the international speech contest now. I think you have enough notes. In a contest, everyone has a good speech. Everyone has followed the rule. Good English, good script, good everything. So now what makes a speech winning? Remember again, your speech have to be really unique. Your craziness will win. Your uniqueness will win. It's not about the criteria of English or grammar. No, it's not. It's not like that. Why this movie was better than another? Well, you have to be touching, a touching story, like really something, and very creative, and also very personalized. It's you created it. The creativity match your personality, and it's unique for the audience. Plus emotion, you win. That's it. So how can I make a speech? Inspiring, funny, dramatic, match my personality, and touch the audience with a perfect delivery. That's a perfect speech.
Then can you say that sentence again?
You have inspiring story, dramatic story, humorous story that match your personality and can have a lot of emotion for the audience to remember. With together with a great delivery. There you go. Remember one question, and this is the key question to become the world champion. Even I couldn't answer it, but you can answer it when you write your speech. What do you want the audience to remember when they leave the room? That's it. That's it. What do you want the audience to remember when you leave the room? And I think that's key. Why, when I did my Superman speech, I got the second place? I heard a lot of things about me and Kwong. Oh my God, the French guy do Superman, he was good, maybe he win, maybe Kwong. And one of my very close Toastmaster friend, his name is Yogesh Kapoor, he lives in Indonesia. He talked to some of the audience. He said, what do you remember about Thomas' speech? What do you remember about Kwong's speech? People, they were able to answer the second one. In Kwong's speech, I remember the story. But Thomas, it was funny. But the story, I don't really know what he was saying. So that's why I was second place. Everything is fair, somehow. So what do you want the audience to remember? Humor is not enough. It's not enough. It's not a humorous contest. That's the thing. Because I like humor. You don't have to win with humor. The Kwong speech was not very funny. It was very strong. He's not very humorous. Sometimes even jokes, but it's not his style. He look very serious. But the story is unique. And the way he delivered is very unique. So what do you want people to remember? Another key thing is sounds sincere. And this is key also. Sound sincere. Because sometimes it's obvious. Sometimes it's obvious that it didn't come from you. I'll tell you an example. If you are a shy personality type and you start yelling on the stage because we told you you have to be like this, do you think people will have impact? No. So weird. She's not like this. Normally with us, she's very calm, introverts. There's nothing wrong to be introverts. It's just a personality type. Remember, it's just, why not? We need to be different in this world. We are all different. People are shy, some people are extrovert. We are every kind of personality. So if you are shy as a person, introvert, and you make a speech on a stage, yes, and I know, and she was to me like this, and you keep yelling, you try to force, it sounds wrong, not sincere. No impact. I guarantee you, no impact. In 2015, I did a very humorous speech about broken eggs. The broken eggs. It's on YouTube. I don't know if it's still there, but yeah, the broken eggs. One egg is one dream. So I have a dream on it with Superman. It was a very crazy speech. It was funny. I think I got the most laugh because I watched all the video many times. I got the third place. Maybe in Hong Kong, I don't know. it was too humorous, or I was like, well, how can you say that? Too humorous? What do you mean? Anyway, they didn't enjoy the church. They wanted something a bit more serious and whatever. The year after, I did the 2016 contest in Vietnam. I won Vietnam and I went to Thailand. And I made a serious speech. I changed my style. Anyway, I don't want to be humorous anymore. That was the worst speech contest I did. Because I think my speech was bad. Why? Because I was not myself. I'm crazy style. I like to be like this on the stage. Don't change yourself. Never. And if you are scared, and I'm telling you from the audience, there's 1,000 people look at me, it's fine. If you think, ladies and gentlemen, that you are afraid what people think about you, you are wrong. I'm scary. The craziness is like this. You want me to do a show? You're crazy, my friend. Be yourself and never change, because people, they know me like that. They know me like that. Don't change. You want to make a dance on the stage? Oh, I'm not going to dance, huh? Fine. Keep your own style. Sometimes I say that it's a little bit dangerous when you watch too many world champions.
World champion.
Yeah. It's good. I used to watch a lot. I don't watch anymore. You are watching the world champion, try to understand how they won. But this is not like a product. You cannot copy. You can copy a product, but you cannot copy a personality. It's not copyable. Maybe sometimes you have to think, oh my God, I just copy his speech. If it was that simple, oh my God, maybe I have an idea. I will copy your speech 20 years ago. Nobody will remember. No, you cannot copy a speech. You think you just copy 7 minutes and say, no, it doesn't work like that. It's a style, it's complex, it's a feeling at the moment. It's very complex. That's why I say always keep your style. The speech need to match you. People, they watch you. I like her. And I vote for her. I didn't vote just for speech. Oh, this is a style. Wow, she was good. First place. That's how they judge. That's it. It's called the likability. Likability. How you are able to make the audience like you. And that's what Toastmasters do not teach you. How you will be able to make the audience like you. Toastmaster will not teach you that.
Say it again.
Yes, I will say it again. How you can make the audience like you. They like you. I would say simple words. They like you. So basically, you have to make the audience on your side. That's it. And to do that, be simple somehow. Somehow, like, you know, when I do this crazy thing like this, I don't prepare. I don't even know what I'm doing. But what is important when I do this is like people see I'm natural. It's like I don't care because it's me. I'm not trying to play someone. And the people looking at you this way, they will feel like he's just himself, and we enjoy because we can feel him. But if I act like, hey guys, I changed my style. You know, I realize in life we have only one life. Keep your own style is enough. Why you want to live two personality or no need. No need. I really think about this. Sometimes, okay, have you ever felt like this when you look at a speaker? You look at a speaker and you're like, wow, I really like this style. I want to be like that. Right? It happens. Sometimes, oh my God, I want to be like that. I want to be like that. He's so cool. Or this lady, she's like very stylish. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, guys, and I tell you the 3 parts of, and she really, maybe sometimes I like to act like a woman too. I do sometimes I like. You're a woman, you look at this woman, wow, she's so stylish. But again, she's stylish because she's herself. You will be stylish the same in front of another person if you are yourself. Oh my God, so far.